say
Top Billin. Yo, you already know the spill, baby. Patreon.com/Top Billin to get your full unedited after game reviews. You know these joints get chopped up to smithereens sometimes. And if you want the full unedited versions, they will be found over there. Additionally, you will get content that is exclusive only to the Patreon over there as well, right? And some extra goodies that's going to be coming here pretty soon. So listen, Seattle taking boys out, you know what I'm saying, like Old Yeller and shit like that, right? I'm only going to have to start just doing first half reviews, right? I can't be spending, especially on these 4 o'clock start times, man. It might as well just do the first half. They're going to go ahead and blow these teams' backs out, right? You know what I mean? Blow your backs out. No Diddy, right? No Diddy that. And then it's just over. Right? It's just over. The Seattle Seahawks are scary as shit. And I love it because it looks just like the old school West Coast offense from back in the day. I keep reiterating it with the Joe Montana shit with maybe even a little bit of Steve Young with that, right? When he's able to detach from the pocket, but definitely Joe Montana with the pocket manipulation and being able to work. Stressing this shit, I told you 15,000 times. I wanted him bad as shit on the Philadelphia Eagles. I wanted him in that draft. That was that Jalen Carter draft. Obviously, I'm good with the Jalen Carter shit, right? But if we couldn't have gotten him, that's the guy that I wanted, right? Because I've watched this kid since he was in high school. I got to cover him at a camp, and he's just unstoppable. This is wagging it off right here. And then look, once that shoots in with Shaheed, they're going to have to pay attention to that right here. Then he turns on the Jets, right? He turns on the Jets, stacks them. And when he stacks them, he understands what's going on. It's like boxing out because first and foremost, the ball is a little bit underthrown right here, but he's able to box out. Look what he does with his hands right here. This is like literally like a box out. He's not telegraphing with his hands or anything like that. But the the defensive back's not going to be able to go over him anything. And then look, bang, sniper got him, fertilizes himself because it's a cherry on the top ad because they already have a really good receiving core and they have a guy in Torrey Horton who can do a lot of similar things and maybe having a higher ceiling as far as just being a complete receiver over someone like Rashid Shaheed as well. So it's a good complementary piece, but they're able to get that guy and be able to have him stretch the edges as well horizontally. And then have somebody, right, when Torrey Horton comes back and then Cooper Kupp's there. It's just a lot of shit to contend with on different quadrants of the field. And then, of course, you have to worry about the run game and the play action and Sam Darnold out there looking like Joe Montana and shit. Come on, man. But listen, for those of you who've played before and you've seen Seattle Seahawks destroying these teams, right, they're beating teams so bad now, it's actually starting to get boring. It's like watching like some Pop Warner teams trying to go up against the Seattle Seahawks. They're beating them that bad. That shit is crazy. These guys are on fire in all phases, right? For the most part, right? You got a couple of special teams blunders there, but for the most part, man, offense and defense, you can tell they found their rhythm. Even with missing people, the train doesn't stop, right? The systems are great on both sides of the ball, and man, you have to marvel at that. But if you've ever played and you've been a part of some shit like this, you know that this is one of the most exciting plays in football. That would be a goal line stand, right? I can still remember a couple of them I was involved in, man, and how we feel afterwards because it looked like shit. They're going to score inevitably. They only got a yard to go, and then you're able to stop them, man. I love the quick penetration right here by your man Brandon Peely, right? No Diddy. And then you get it layered down, right? I believe it's Ty Okada who was running up the alleyway right here and eventually get just enough for that alleyway to clear up right here, and that's what you want from your safety, running that alleyway. And then look, absolutely beautiful coming through right there, wrapping them up, and then bang, and then DeMarcus Lawrence piling in, everybody piling on right there. Man, that shit is so like elating, man. That shit it draws a ton of emotions, man, when you're able to get a damn goal line stand. It's something I'm going to have to check into because I never thought about it before. Is it fabricated pressure if you're still only sending 4 men? I think so, right? Because you're not organically sending guys, right? You're sending guys from the second level. At least in my nomenclature, it would be fabricated pressure if it's not your organic pass rush from your line of scrimmage, right? But if you look at this right here, they're dropping all kinds of people out, right? You're dropping Boye Mafe off. He's dropped off. I believe Drake Thomas is dropped off. And Tyrese Knight. So, like the people being sent here, you got Emin Worry. Let me see. Is Tyrese Knight dropped off? We'll rather run that right here. I'm getting confused right here. Yeah, he's dropped off right here. So you're just sending 4 people on an overload and bang. You still get in there because they are absolutely confused. Nobody's blocking Derek Carr. Look at this. Like all your linebackers sent, even Mafe with a bluff, right? He originally ran here and then bluffed that bad boy backwards. And you can see, look at that. That's just an overload from the right side. And they still get there. Look at that. Jacoby Brissett had somewhere to throw this to as well. Look at that. I don't know if he's looking beyond McBride here, but he's definitely could have flipped that over to McBride. And that was a good job by McBride to go exactly where the pressure was coming from, but it's just too much pressure and it's too fast. Brissett is unable to really deal with that. And dang, dirt's that jaw. Yo, this is crazy. You get a half sack, at least I believe they'll split it that way between Boye Mafe and Derek Carr, which is impressive in itself, right? Both your edge players coming from opposite sides getting a sack here. But what makes this to me is my man, Big Leonard Williams right here coming through. And he's like one of them, he's like your granddaddy, right? Back in the day, right? You be bouncing off your granddaddy and all that shit like that, right? And he wouldn't be noticing you because he was all super strong like an oak tree and shit like that. Watch this right here. My man coming through and bang! He still got through there with 2. Look at that. The running back is struggling right now, right? He's struggling to keep his consciousness. After Leo Williams here is just splitting the difference, right? He doesn't even notice anybody's even there. He's just running like it's a day in the park, bang, encounters people, and continues to run. Barely breaks stride. He only had to break stride because Jacoby Brissett's like, oh, shit. What are we doing right here, man? They need to split that sack 3 ways, right? Get some of that shit to your boy Leonard Williams for that. Ooh, damn, right? Ooh, man. What is that, right? That's the R. Anderson spine buster. Bang! Spine busted your boy Jacoby Brissett after Leonard Williams is right here running through little kids. Bang! Excuse me, little kid. I'm trying to get to the top shelf right here to get these cookies. Damn. Bang! We have to talk shop here, right? Nick Emenwari in man coverage in the slot. Moving this forward, going against teams that can give you that work, Nick Emenwari is going to have to get better, right? You see him going against Marvin Harrison here, and this will dovetail, and we've been talking about, you know what I'm saying, this next play as well, getting beat easily off the line of scrimmage. Now, Kevin Harlan's my man, the play-by-play guy, but I hate when they do that shit, right? This had nothing to do with Nick Emenwari. He got beat on this play. Marvin Harrison doing that nut shit again, right? Marvin Harrison is probably my favorite player, right? Straight out of Philly, right? North Philly over here, and Jakob, look at that. That had nothing to do with Nick Emenwari. So I don't know why Kevin Harlan was like, and being defended by Nick Emenwari. No, he's been defended by his own hands. Look at that. Boom, got him off the joint, right? He bit hard to the outside right here, and you can see the amount of separation right there. That would have been an easy first down had Marvin Harrison corralled that joint, right? Or we got really close to it, right? But that had nothing to do with that. Look how easily he was beaten. Man, what's going on with Marv here, right? Not good right there. But check this one out right here as well. Now, we saw this with Zach Ertz in the previous game against the Commanders. Nick Emenwari is going to need some work in his man coverage on tight ends, and this is probably the best tight end that you can get right here. This guy is damn good. Trey McBride here. But there will be several on the schedule. And then, of course, like we've seen before, if we're talking about receivers, the smaller, shiftier ones are definitely going to get him. So there's something to watch out for. But obviously, blitzing, tackling, and everything like that, man, even setting the edge and all that shit right there, that looks a lot better to me than when Devin Witherspoon is doing it, who will be bouncing off tackles, no doubt about that shit right there. But I don't know what to say because I don't think Devin Witherspoon can cover on the inside either, right? But we see right here, he's beat out the line of scrimmage something serious, right? And has to go over the route right there. And Trey McBride's able to kind of school him on that. We see it right here, just like in the Marvin Harrison drawing right here. Took that jab step, bit it hard, right? Look at the space right here. And he was unable, right? Boom, the sniper got him. And he had to touch earth, right? And then go over the drawing there. And too easy. Man, this was an incredible play by Zach Charbonnet. You get what looked like it was going to be a lead. And right before the snap, Robbie Oots coming through here, cleans up the weak side pursuit, right, or the backside pursuit there. You get Charbonnet right here after Oluwatimi and Bradford right here do a number on the nose tackle, and then Charbonnet having to do the rest, right? Just having that shit we left over, right? He had to step over the carcass. Look at this right here. Bang on a double right here, right? A double between those two guys, and then boom, you can see Oluwatimi really getting on the square off there, and then a little bit of a long arm of the law there by Bradford. Bang, they fertilize him, and he actually rolls into Oluwatimi there, causes a 2-car pileup. Charbonnet with that great instinct and great vision there, able to hurdle over that, just like you teach it in practice, right? If you ever play running back and you got to hurdle the bag, yeah, that's exactly how it is right there. And then boom, look at him trying to go over the top. Then look at this. He posts up off this dude's ass right here, right? Excuse this jargon right here. I hate this term right here, right? But this is a legit tush push, right? He pushes off the dude's ass right there and is able to extend. Man, that's incredible. What are we doing here? Zach Charbonnet. Yo, top billing. The Seattle Seahawks out here doing that just will make your mind bend. I don't understand what's going on, but we're going to have to talk through it. On this fabricated pressure, right? We're running fabricated pressure schemes with twist up front and multiple at that. To really make stuff like this go, you need a couple of things to happen, right? You need to have some really good athletes, but you need to have one of these type dudes on your team. The great Leonard Williams, Leo Williams right here, tying up a double. So that puts everyone else soloed up right here, right? Because they're going to bring not only that fabricated pressure with twist up front, they're going to overload it to one side. So they're out here science experimenting on teams and shit, right? You see it right here, Byron Murphy, right? He's sliding over. This is going to layer this here. You're going to get Nick Emenwari. He's coming through, right? You get Kobe Bryant on the edge. He's going to occupy the tackle here, right? The tackle's going to fan out to him. The running back is going to step up to meet Emenwari. You also have an end over here as well doing the thing. But then you have Tyrese Knight coming through all of that right here, pretty much unblocked. Look at this. Bang. Look at that. Just a light tap. Bink. Bink this shit. Fertilized him. Standing up in the end zone. Absolutely nasty.